Hi, it's me again. I thought I would come on to do a little update. I know it's been ages since my last video, and I know a few people follow my journey, so I just thought I would do a little bit of an update. I haven't really got a huge amount of positivity to share, if I'm being honest. Let's think back. My last video must have been in the last lockdown, which was November, and now we are end of March, nearly April. And yeah, as you'll know from my other videos, unfortunately we haven't been able to get the implant working, the permanent one, which has been so frustrating, especially after the trial being so successful and just amazing, basically. I literally had 2 weeks of bliss, and that 2 weeks of bliss was, 14 months ago now. So long ago, and I just want to get it back again. I think I've had now 7 programs, which apparently is the maximum. They don't feel that it's going to work if none of those have had a positive effect. I mean, some of them, especially this current one, it does make a difference, but when you compare it to the trial, it's nothing really in comparison. So I had been speaking to the nurse at UCLH, and we had a conversation quite a few months ago now, and agreed that basically a wire reset is probably going to be the next best thing to try, and just go down the other side of the spine and hope for the best, really. Don't really understand why it's not worked. I mean, when I think back to my trial where it all went wrong, which is basically when the wire came out of the battery while I was sleeping, and then when I put it back, it wasn't working. So I've got to have done something internally. I don't know how, because physically, because everything's kind of taped down to my back, and you've got that extra coil of wire, which you would have seen in my first video. I can't see how I could have upset anything internally, but I must have for it to have not worked since then. It's so frustrating, and I can't tell you the amount of nights I lay in bed just constantly trying to go over and think, well, why is it not working? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, what happened? Like, I just can't. There's just so much frustration there. Like, oh, it's so annoying. And yes, sorry, I just get a little bit crazy about it. But yes, no, I have been speaking with the nurse, so we agreed that a wire reset would be the best option. So she would make an appointment for me with the consultant to discuss it. A few months passed. I kept chasing up to find out, am I getting an appointment? I understand there's a massive backlog, and things are going to take much longer, which is fine. And then ended up having basically the exact same conversation with her, and the appointment hadn't even been made. So then that's kind of pushed it back even longer, which is a little bit annoying. And, in that conversation, we discussed the possibilities of other devices, because there's other ones that are available now. But made the agreement that, do you know what, I know this one works. It's just so easy. The charging, because it's small, because you can have an MRI. Why change it unless it's actually broken? I don't feel the need to go through, another system and have to have a trial again when I know that Axonics works amazingly for me. So we kind of agreed that would be the best thing, is to just literally have the wire taken out and a new one put in, and obviously connected to the existing battery. And so since then, as I say, I've been waiting for this appointment, and I kind of stress that, we've had this conversation between us. We know what needs to be done. Can I be put onto a waiting list? And that was a couple of months ago now. I've chased it up with emails, and I've not heard anything back. I actually did a post on the Facebook site just to see if anybody knew kind of the waiting times, and someone kindly reached out and said that UCLH actually have an app. I knew that you could log in online to view appointments and things like that, but I didn't realise there was actually an app, and he said through there you can actually contact your consultant's team. So I thought, great, you know, that's another kind of channel I can try. So I sent a message to them, and I sent that over a week ago, and the message hasn't even been opened. So it's just really frustrating at the moment. It's just, I feel like this has been going on for such a long time now. It's, you know, what did I say, 14 months since I had the permanent, and it's not working. And it was great at the start when I was being, you know, reprogrammed, and I had communication with Pete, the Axonics rep, and he was amazing. If I had any questions, you know, he would get straight back to me. He would get me booked in, get me programmed, and it was just amazing. But since, you know, I can't be programmed now, and I was told by the nurse that, you know, I'm not to kind of, I need to communicate just with the hospital only because there's nothing that they can do. And since then I've just literally just not been getting anything at all. So it's been really, really frustrating. And I think more than ever now, obviously the last year I've been furloughed at home. And obviously everyone else has been at home. So it's been okay because, you know, I've got a toilet constantly here available to use at any time, whenever I need. And the thought now of just when things do open back up, it's just stressing me out quite a bit. Just, I don't know, just to go back to being how, you know, how things were. Well, nothing's changed really, but obviously just not being able to go out. But just the whole getting in my car, going to work, and that should be such a, you know, a simple thing for anyone to be able to do. But the anxiety it gives me getting stuck in traffic on the motorway, like the amount of nightmares I've had doing, like, well, I don't need to go into it, but I'm sure you can work out what's happened when I've got stuck in traffic on the motorway. So yeah, I've just got things like that, and just being out and about, and again, and places are stricter, and I've noticed it recently. You know, I did a trip to B&Q, and I really needed to go, and they're like, sorry, the toilet's locked, and I'm just like, no, you need to open it for me right now. And fortunately they did, but you know, places are just COVID cautious at the moment, and they're not letting people in and out, and you know, you can't just nip into that restaurant or to that cafe. You have to have bookings and things like that, and all of that is just really stressing me out again. I just, it's just the fact that I've had 2 weeks of absolute bliss, and like, I just couldn't believe that I'd finally found something that literally fixed me. I know they say you should expect at least 50% improvement, but I honestly think it fixed me. It made me a completely normal person. It was incredible. And I've had that little taster, and I just want that back. I just want that back. And it's just, yeah, it's just really getting me down actually lately. I just feel like, you know, I've had this, and yes, I'm well, I hope I'm on a waiting list. Who knows really, and how long that's going to be, I don't know either. But I just feel like it's just, you know, you get forgotten about and discarded, and I'm like, oh great, sorry, I just had a phone call and cut me off. Yeah, as I was saying, I just feel like, great, I've got this thing in me now. It's not doing its thing, but you know, oh, okay, well, you're just gonna have to wait. And well, I don't even know, because no one's even like really getting in contact with me at the moment. So it's frustrating, as I keep repeating to myself. But yeah, and I'm sure, so, you know, anybody watching this who's under care at the moment has probably experienced similar things. You know, there are big delays, and I understand the healthcare system is so busy, and I totally understand that, and I know I'm prepared to wait. You know, I understand why, but I just want to know, am I on a waiting list? How long is it going to be? Because at least then I can, you know, think, okay, I've got this many months or this many years, you know, I've got something to think and work towards. But right now it's just like, oh, you know, it's taken me years. It's taken me absolute years to get to this, to, you know, all the procedures and medications, and, you know, upset that I've had over the years of trying stuff and them not working. And I finally found something that works, and it's just like, I can't tell you like how amazing it was. And then it's just like, I just feel like I've gone backwards really. So Sorry, I just needed to compose myself for a minute there. You can see the frustration building up a bit there. So sorry about that. But yes, as I say, I feel like I've just gone. It's taken me so long to get here. Finally found something. And I just feel like I've gone backwards, really, which is a real shame after such a good experience at the start. But it is what it is. I'm just going to have to deal with it and hope that I hear from someone soon. But I'd love to hear if anybody else is under care at UCLH, if they're getting any kind of communication, appointments, because I hadn't a clue what was going on. And I've tried to get, speaking to people on the group, and no one seems to be giving much info. So I don't really know what's going on. I just can't deal with going 4 times in 1 hour for absolutely no reason at all. And the thought of being out in public and back to normal and going to work and getting in my car, it's just, it's great, it's exciting. I'm so happy that we can all start to get back to normal soon. But it just brings back that anxiety, which actually lockdown kind of, got a bit of something in my hair. That, being at home, you feel safe, basically. You just feel like you're never going to have a problem. You're never going to be in that situation. But now, who knows? But rather than all that rambling about me, I hope everyone's doing okay. Device-wise, everything's still great. Charging's brilliant. There's not really much else to share. I really hope that I hear from someone soon and I can give you some positive news, because it's been a long time now, a very long time. But if anyone's got any questions, or as I say, if anybody knows what's going on at UCLH, please, drop a comment below. It would just be really nice to hear from other people. But take care.